Hey, what's up, Eastern Baptist Association leaders? Hey, whether you're a pastor, a worship leader, a Sunday school teacher, whatever your role is in the church, I just want to tell you, I'm very grateful for you and how you're helping to advance the kingdom of Christ here on the peninsula. This week, I'm going to talk a little bit about communication. As I was scrolling and just looking at things this week, a funny thing came across my feed. I don't know if you ever had that, and you're amused because it really is where you are in life. And it was a t-shirt that said, it's in the bulletin, and then under it says, it's been there for weeks. And when I saw that, I laughed. I really did. Because I can't tell you how many times people in my church, and I don't know about your church, will say, I didn't know about that, or I didn't know that event was happening. And I'm like, well, it was in the bulletin. It came out in the weekly email. We did a video about it, and we texted you. And they're like, yeah, not sure how I missed it. And the reality is when I was in the Navy, we used to have to work on these really old radios, ancient technology that some of you may have heard of called transceivers, transmit, receive. And it had a switch on it. It would only operate in the transmit side or on the receive side. And I think in the noisiness of the world we live in with, the information age that we've been a part of, we forget that there's rhythms in our lives. We have to turn that button into receive mode. Whether it's checking emails, checking voicemails, looking at certain things that we value, there's moments that we just have that receive mode and we download. And I just want to encourage you when it comes to your association and the life within your association, take a moment during your week. Remember, the video goes up to Facebook weekly. The video goes out email weekly. All the details of what's happening come out weekly, and they also go to the Facebook page for the association. And there's a text sent out to connect it. Make a moment in your week, on a Monday, on a Wednesday, if that's your thing, on a Friday, whatever your rhythm is, to just take 5 to 10 minutes and look at what God's doing within your association, and then ask that prayer, Lord, how are you asking me to in greater ways to partner to expand the kingdom? If you do that, we will see a greater kingdom advance, and we'll also be a much better partnership of churches to see the kingdom advance on our peninsula. A couple things, really big thing you need to know about. We are meeting with our bivocational leaders this Saturday, October the 4th at noon, but the location has changed. The location has changed, and I'll send this out in a couple ways so you can't miss it. But instead of meeting at London Village Church, they weren't able to host. Something happened. We're going to meet at Grotto's Pizza in Seaford, Delaware. Grotto's Pizza in Seaford, Delaware. And I've updated the information, and we'll send that out. We'll still have our guest speaker, Pastor Grant, who's going to talk about worship and how he can actually equip your churches in multiple ways to do worship in biblical, but also very productive ways, especially if you're in transition or you're in revitalization. Then on 10/22, mark down your calendar, we'll be meeting at Oak Ridge, continuing our series on revitalization, which a lot of you asked for. And we're going to be talking about how systems, and Oak Ridge is good at this, systems can support revitalization and different seasons of change within the church. So we're grateful for them hosting again on October the 22nd. It's going to be a busy October, by the way. On 10/19, don't forget, is your annual meeting. At the annual meeting, we're going to be holding that at Canvas Church, 6 p.m. in Salisbury, Maryland. You'll be able to see the new building that Canvas acquired. That's a really cool merger situation for revitalization. Would love for you to learn more about that in connection. But while we're there, we're going to actually give you opportunities to hear the vision of the Eastern Baptist Association. We're also going to be voting on new officers, reestablishing of our bylaws so that we're actually compliant. And we'll be giving you the opportunity to network and connect with other churches missionally so that we can be partnering for places like Nicaragua, Guatemala, Puerto Rico. These are things that we're going to give you opportunities to partner on. So you don't have to create every mission, but maybe you can just jump in and connect to a mission. We'll also have some information about disaster relief and greater connection there. Great opportunity with training. I gave you a video. I'll have it also in this week's email on how to comply with the Baptist Convention of Maryland, Delaware's abuse compliance. If you haven't complied, we make that really easy for you, and we even give you a 7-page policy that's a little bit shorter and easier to implement. And then it's not too late. You can jump into Lynn Haven's conference, as well as the conference that's coming in November for marriage. And then one thing I really want to highlight for you is the Aspire One-Day Workshop. If you want to improve your leadership and improve the leadership of your people, This is in partnership with Aspire Leadership, and this is a one-day seminar. We'll provide breakfast. It'll go through till lunchtime, and then we can network after that. But this opportunity is high-level leadership training, and the guy who has birthed this was the former CEO of Trinity Logistics, and he's in partnership with Dr. Drew Christian, who is a former pastor and is investing in local pastors and their leadership. So if you haven't signed up for that, it is free, but we do need you to register. And I also will be providing a link in this week's thing to sign up for the EBA's annual meeting, so we can actually have you registered and know how many messengers that you will be bringing. Hey, if you have any questions or want to get things out there, let me know. There's other opportunities here to partner, whether it's with Women's Missionary Union or with Fruitland, who submitted an opportunity for Thanksgiving, opportunities to partner missionally. Have a blessed week. I will see you soon, and hopefully you and I will have a hangout, conversation, or coffee in the near future. Have a blessed week.